So Parth, actually we covered till for loop, and from while loop onwards we haven't completed yet in the study sessions. So I'm starting from while loop itself. Let me share my screen. Okay. So any stuck point part from the last session?
No.
Okay. Starting from while loop, it's almost similar kind of thing. What we have learned in for loop. The functionality is same, but a bit different while execution. Okay. So how to execute
Okay.
while loop? So while just I'm putting while keyword within brace. I can just put the same loop variable. Suppose I less than 10. Okay. Inside that while loop, you can just put print I, and then I have to increment the same I. In for loop, we do not have to put any incremental operator or just like this, because when we are using iterables, it's taking the worst thing. I mean, the first iteration, I mean, iterable, second iterable, third iterable. It's already mentioned in iterables. That means in a list, in a range function. But over here, we are not using any iterables directly. Rather, we are using this kind of condition, and we are incrementing this I equal I plus 1. And at the beginning, I just have to initialize I. Okay, suppose I equal 1. So I'm initializing I equal 1. I'm entering inside the loop, and inside the loop, I'll be just checking the condition whether I is less than 10. For my case, I equal 1, which is less than 10. It's fine. It will be printing I. And then the next line, it will be updating the value of I equal to. The same thing, it will be coming again and again till it's 9. The value of I is 9. Okay, because in my condition it's 9 less than 10, it's fine. So it will be printing. Then over here, it should be 9 equal 9. I mean 10. I mean i's value will be 10 over here. It will be coming over here. Then it will not run. So till 9, it will be printing all the thing. Let me run the thing to check. Yes. So this is the output. It's printing 1 to 9. Over here, I'm not using any iterables. Rather, we need to do in this kind of statements.
Okay.
Okay, so it's very simple. Just I'll be mentioning two more keyword called break and continue. We can use the same thing in for loop or while loop. Break and continue are two different statements. What we can use uh, in the particular for loop or while loop. Okay, so break. What break do? I mean, what can break do actually? Uh, Break does the thing actually. If we just introduce break keyword over here in any location inside the particular for or while loop, it will stop executing the loop immediately, and it will be coming outside the loop. Okay, suppose I have some print statement over here. Print. I'm putting this keyword called final. Okay, I'm giving a break statement anywhere. I can put break statement anywhere inside the loop. When it will be getting break statement, it will be immediately getting outside the loop. It will be break the loop and come to the next executable statement. Okay, so you can see at the first point it is printing 1, then it is coming outside the loop as soon as it is get break statement. Okay, and for continuous statement, okay, why we should use break? Generally we should use break. I suppose I try to find something inside this. I want to find the particular i's value which is divisible by 7. Okay, suppose this kind of thing. Or lots of finds algorithm. I need to find some keyword from a iterables. Okay, if we have this kind of scenario, then inside this for loop or while loop, we can put some condition, just like in this. If I divisible by 7, okay, equal 0, then I can execute break statement.
So I think this percentage sign is for what? I
It-
percentage 7.
It's remainder operator. Yesterday we learned this thing as well. Remainder means if I divide 7, I by 7, then what should be the remainder? Okay.
Okay.
Generally, when I do this kind of thing, I/7, that means that should be coming, uh, what I can say, dividend. Okay. Let me
Which
check the
basically it should be basically it should be divisible.
correct divisible, and the particular percent operator, the output should be remainder. Okay.
Okay.
So the remainder equals 0. When I'm getting this means the particular I is divisible by 7. Then I'm just putting break, and the final I, the last I should be my original I. Okay. So I'm not printing this. Okay. So this kind of thing. Let me just quickly run it. Let me check how is the output looks like. Yeah. 7. It's coming till 7. I'm getting, and this condition is met over here because 7 by 7 is divisible. I mean, the remainder is 0. That means only 7 is divisible by 7 in the particular range 1 to 9. So this is my final, and I'm breaking the loop and coming over here. So this kind of conditional thing, inside a conditional operator, when my condition is made, we can break the loop and come outside of loop. No need to execute the entire loop for the thing. As soon as I get the result, I can come outside of the loop. So this is the concept of break. So when continue can be used, the next keyword is continue. This can also be used inside a if condition as well. When continue is being used, continue, suppose I'm putting continue over here. As soon as it is receiving continue, it will not execute the further statements inside the same loop. Okay. If I got this continue statement inside this loop, it will not execute. What is the next statement of this loop? This is the next statement. And this statement is coming outside the loop. You can see the indentation. So inside while we have this executable statement, this one, then it will not execute this one because it is inside the loop. What it will be doing, as soon as it is receiving continue, it should be going to the next iterable. That means when it's receiving 7, it will be meeting that particular condition. As soon as it meets this condition, then it will execute continue, and as soon as it is getting continue, it will not execute this statement. It will be directly going to this statement. So i's value should not be incremented. If we just execute this, this should be a infinite loop. I'll not get any response. Let me check it. Yeah. So the loop is running inside 7. I'm not getting any output. You can see it's inside an infinite loop. It's running and running and running and giving the same output. And you can see there is no stop, but I am only having stop button. I did not get any execute button anymore. It's running and running. What is the reason? The same thing. I'm just stopping it. You can also see process finished with an exit code. This is an error. As I stopped it, I have interrupted this. That's why the error is coming. But what I'm doing over here, let me repeat once more time. Continue is using, I am just telling you, continue will be helping us to get to the next iteration. Okay, so the current iteration was I equals 7 when it's got stuck. And as soon as I execute continue, it is operating in this manner. If I just execute the same thing over here, okay, then it should not be a problem. It should be working as a normal loop. Let me show you. Yes, so it's coming till 9, no issue. Over here, it is working the same thing. The functionality is represented such a way that there will be no impact of the existing loop because it's coming over here. When it's receiving 7 by 7, it's 0, it's fine, no issue. It should be coming to the next. Even this is the last statement of this loop. You can see inside this while loop, this is the last statement. So there is no impact if I'm putting in this way. It will be good going to the while loop again. Okay. So continue means if anyhow continue keyword is present while executing the same, it will not execute the next statements of the loops. Okay, it will be rather going to the loop with the next iterable. So if we have such kind of requirements or scenario, then continue is very, very helpful as well. Any doubt till now?
No.
Okay. Now user defined function. So till those classes, we have learned some inbuilt functions just like print. Okay. We have learned print function. We have learned input function. We have learned input function. What are the other functions here? The day 1 or day 2, we have learned length function. Lots of functions we have used. All those functions are defined inside the program. I mean, inside the Python interpreter itself. Now, how to create our own function? And why function is being used actually? Function actually, if we create the function once in a code, then the function is reusable. Okay. Suppose I'm writing a code, it will be helping us to get the cube of a number. Okay. So how to do that thing? So the keyword we need to use called def. I need to declare the definition of the function. That is why it's called def. Suppose the function name is cube. Okay. Cube underscore fn, that means cube function. Okay. Let's do one simple thing. I'll not be passing any parameter. I'm just doing def. This is my function name, simple function simple underscore fn. So I need to put bracket, open and bracket close. If we need to pass any parameter, I can pass this parameter. Suppose I need an input parameter for calculation of a particular function. Then I need to pass the parameter. If we do not have any inputs, this function will draw a line. That's it. So I can print okay. So I'm just updating this thing. So why just inside the function, I'm just giving one executable statement called print. That's it. I'm doing nothing in this function. So whenever I'll be calling this function, it will be printing this thing. Okay, when it can be used. So I'm just coming outside of this function. You can see while I'm declaring the function, it's starting with that indentation. So whatever executable statements are there in this indentation, that should be executed under this function's definition. So in this definition, I just pass only one executable statement called print. Now I'm going to my original program. Suppose I'm doing some operation called uh, simple operation. Suppose 2 plus 3. I'm going to print it. I'm just doing some mathematical operation. Let me do some print 2 divided 3. Print hello world. Okay, let me just run the output. All the three outputs should be there. 2 plus 3, 5. So I just want between each output, I'll be doing this kind of lines. Okay, so when I'm learning first this thing and we do not have the idea of function, we have to print this thing individually one by one over here. So instead of doing that, I can simply call this function for each of the step. I'm calling it over here. I'm calling it over here. I'm calling it over here. Simple function. I'm just calling it. Okay, you can see. So this thing I have declared once, but I can use as many times as I required uh, over here. I mean, over the same code. Okay, same program. Okay, that is fine.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to a complex function, just like cube of a function. Cube underscore function. So over there, while doing the cube function, I'll be taking input parameter from user, the input number. Okay, so I'll be passing one number, suppose A or X. The value of X I'll be taking from user. Okay, and at the return statement, what I'll be returning? I'll be returning X multiplied by X multiplied by X. So this should be the cube. So whatever data I'll be taking from user, I'll be multiplying it and returning it over there. Okay. So that's the cube function. Nothing difficult or I mean, there is no difficulties over there. Now, I just declare this function once. Suppose I need to do, or let me print the thing. I'm just doing a print state there. Okay. So, cube function of suppose 4. I'm passing 4. Let me check. 64 is the output. It's fine. 4 into 4, 16, then 64. So I just call with the number. I can do this thing many times. I just put any number, anytime. I just have to update the parameter name and it should be giving me the desired output. Okay. So I'm not calling this thing multiple times. I'm just calling my function name and changing my input parameters. You can see the things are getting, I mean, the output I'm receiving from the functions, it's different. So I'm reusable. I'm just reusing that entire coding stuffs again and again. So this is the concept of function. Function should be defined once and it can be used multiple times, changing the parameter or changing without any parameter. Think you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. So there is nothing for the session. I mean, it was from yesterday session. We haven't covered this thing after for loop. So I just covered it. Closing this topic for yesterday session. Starting with the concept of today's session. It's Python day 4. Okay. So just like function is a reusable concept. And this is, I mean, a huge progress in a programming language. Once we are using, we are using it once, or we are creating it once, sorry, not using, we're creating it once and reusing it multiple times. A similar kind of concept we are having in class as well. Okay, so what is class? Let me show you. So I think you are aware that Python is a object oriented programming. So the object concept
Yes.
is coming from class as well. Okay, let me show you something. I mean, yesterday I think I have showed to you. Uh, Suppose I'm just taking an integer. Okay, I equal 9. I'm just assigning an integer value 9 into I. If I print the data type of I, so printing the data type function on top of I can get the output. It's class, which is integer, class int. Okay, so this particular class is defined in the inbuilt Python interpreter. Whatever I have installed over here, the same in the same class integer is defined over there. So how we can build our own class? Okay, suppose I'm building my own class. Suppose the same thing. So how to define? It's a class keyword. Then put suppose new underscore CLSS. This is my first class. Put this kind of colon and come in the next line. Enter it. It should be starting with indentation. So I'm just doing nothing. Just I'm passing. I'm doing a pass. It's same like a continue or operator or continue or break kind of stuff. It will do nothing. Just I'm passing a pass. It will do nothing. Okay. I'm coming outside of this. Now inside the class, what is the main difference between function and class? This is one of the main thing. Class is just like I am creating a small code snippet where the blueprint is there. Now I have to call the blueprint on top of a object. So I'll be creating an object, suppose it is T, which will be calling this class. Okay. So this is the thing we are inhibiting. The T variable or T object is inhibiting all the properties of this new class blueprint. Okay, class is not so much simple. Inside the class, I can put multiple things over there, multiple methods, multiple logics inside the same class. So when I'm just doing this line, that means I'm declaring one variable which will be inhibiting all the properties which is present into this class. So this is called an object of this class. Okay. Now I'm running one thing. You can see it's interesting. I'm just printing this T. Print the type of T. Sorry. The type of T. This is the T object. I'm printing the data type of T. What it's returning. You can see it's creating its class. The data type is new class itself. This is my new class. So the data type of T, as T is inhibiting everything what is there in new class. So it's the class itself, the data type it's mentioned, the class itself, that is new class subject. Okay. So just like in function, the concept, the application is almost same. What we have used in function in the class, it's been used is the worst thing. So I'll be creating one blueprint, and the blueprint can be called by an object, and the object is now free to use all the possible properties which is present inside the class. The blueprint, whatever things are present in the same blueprint, the particular object can use everything. Okay. But the object concept was not there in function. In function, function is having some limitation. That is why when we are just going at some more complexities with reusable the components and things, then people developer will prefer to use class. Okay, let me show you with a complex class. I'm creating a class called rectangle. So let's do the thing. I'm creating a blueprint of rectangle. Okay, so class rectangle. In the geometry, we found that rectangle, what are the different things? The construction algorithms and all. Rectangles, how rectangles can be defined? We just need the length and breadth, correct? So we have to pass the input parameter in a init method. So this is how we should have to work in a class. So first I'm declaring a method. It's the same how we have declared in a function. So it's a def keyword. So the first thing should be always a init method underscore init. Okay. Inside this init method, I need to pass the parameters which are required to build the rectangle. So self should be there. And instead of that, I need length and breadth, LB. And there is compulsory statement. We just have to do self.l equal L. For each of the parameter, we just have to complete that particular step. Self.b equal B. Okay, that's the purpose of init. We just have to pass the input parameters. What are the required input parameters for rectangle over here? So length and breadth. And I have to assigning this thing self.l equals this cell and self.b equals this b. It's nothing but whenever we will be declaring the rectangles parameters from the object. So only for this rectangles parameter it should be working. That is why it's the parameter of the self rectangle. The concept is this. I'm not going to take another parameter. Let me show you. While declaring the parameter, I'll be showing you the thing. So the init method is the compulsory method. It should be declared at the beginning of the class. And the main thing it should be taking the main input parameter. We need to put it over there. The next method I am going to declare it is calculation of area. So suppose cal underscore area. Over there, I'll not be passing anything. I'll be just taking these two things. Okay. What cal area will be doing? I'll be calculating the area of an rectangle. So suppose area is a variable. Area equal self.l multiplied by self.b. Okay. I'm doing one more print statement. Print the area of the mentioned rectangle just putting a colon there and updating this area. So I am using a f string over here. In the same string, I'm passing this string as well as passing this value. So this kind of things we have covered in day 2 of Python. Please check once. So how to declare that thing? I need to push it into a curly brace area and put a f keyword here. What it will be doing, it will be just passing the string value, and area is a calculative field, calculative variable. So it will be taking area's value from here and it will be replacing the thing to here. That's it. So I'm doing for perimeter as well. let me do this thing. Just copied and pasted, updating from area to perimeter. For perimeter, what should be the calculation? 2 multiplied okay. So the perimeter of the mentioned rectangle is, I'm updating peri over here. Okay. So in this rectangle, I'm doing nothing. From the first method, I'm just taking the input parameters of the rectangle. Okay. By this method. And I'm capturing the variables value by these two variables, self.l, self.b. Okay. And those are being used in the next calculation. I'm taking the input variables and I'm calculating maybe area, maybe parameter. Over there, I'm just doing those formulas and giving this kind of outputs. Okay. Now I have to declare a object, the same kind of thing. Whatever I have done for the first class, example of the first class. So let me take an object. Suppose A. Okay. A is inhibiting all the blueprint of this class. So A equal rectangle. Okay. A is inhibiting all the blueprint of the class. So while declaring A, I need to pass the parameters. Suppose its length is 10 unit and breadth is suppose 5 unit. Okay. Let me check whether it's executing. Yes, I can check the data type of A as well. So A is inhibiting all the properties of this rectangle. It's fine. Now A can use those are the methods inside the same class. So A is now free to use the methods inside the particular blueprint of rectangle. Okay. So I just initialize everything over here. Let me put some space. Okay. Let me print. Not print actually. The print statement is already there. Let me do one thing. Okay, I already inhibited the things. Let me call the methods one by one. I'm just calling cal area. That's it. Okay. And the next line I'm calling a dot cal peri. Okay. I'm calling each of the methods on top of a. I'm doing nothing but I'm doing this way. There's an error. Okay, cal peri. I forgot to put I. Yeah, so you can see I am inhibiting in when I'm just declaring this thing, A is inhibiting the blueprint of rectangle having passing this parameter. Okay, now I can use all the available methods over here. That is, suppose calculation of area, it's 5 multiplied by 10, it's 50. When I'm just asking for parameter, it is maintaining the same thing. So 5 plus 10, it's 15, 15 into 2, 30. So rectangles, perimeter is 30. This is fine, absolutely fine. So what we are doing, the simple thing again, I'm inhibiting all the properties from this class to this object. Okay. And when it is been done, successfully been completed, then I can use all the methods available inside the rectangle. We have two methods declared over here. So those two methods can be, we can do this thing operation over here. Okay. Hope that is fine. I can use multiple blueprint as well. Let me declare another blueprint. So the blueprint cannot be used only once. I can use anytime. The blueprint can be used anytime. I'm copying this thing and passing this thing with some other value. Suppose 8, 6. Okay. So I can call this thing again. Okay. You can see the new outputs are present over here. So this is how it should work. We just have to call how many objects I can call. I can call this thing, and then I have to call the respective methods. That's it. That is understandable part. Hello. Did you get it? Okay. I hope yes, as I didn't find any response from you. But if there is any stuck point or anything, please do ask me questions. Okay. So I'm deleting this thing. One more thing I just want to show you. So I just declared the rectangle class over here.
Hello.
So the same thing I can call from another module. I can import this rectangle from. Okay. So how to do that? Okay. I'm just going to this hello world 23.py. Okay. Or determinant. Okay, the determinant is fine. Yes. I'm just going to this. No path. And I'm not able to hear you.
Hello.
Yeah. Now I can able to hear you.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. There was some problem.
Okay. So did you able to understand the concept of class?
Yes.
Okay, fine, fine. And the same thing I can when I'll be using this kind of thing. So what is the usage of this class definitions and all. So I use this class. I have declared this class over here, but I can use this class in anywhere in my program. So I can import this one, or I can put from hello world dot py import rectangle. I do not have to put py. Yes. So the particular code is been written over here in the hello world.py file. It's in the same systems. So I can inhibit this kind of class from this code to another page, another Python file itself. So from the file name hello world, I'm importing rectangle class. Okay. I'm doing nothing, but I'm doing this thing. And then whatever things I was doing over here, I can call the same thing over here. I'm just inhibiting by an object. Suppose ABC equal rectangle. Pass some parameter. Suppose 20, comma 8. So I can call ABC dot cal area. ABC dot cal peri. Let me update the determinant one. I can see the output, the same output. So I did not declare the class over here. I'm importing the class from this section and I'm initializing one object pointing to this class and working in this manner. Okay, this is understandable.
Yes.
Okay, and this kind of concept we'll be using in Python actually. So in Python, there are lots of libraries are available. People build lots of libraries. Even
Of
we do
different
not have
of
to write lots of codes there. Suppose
yeah.
in Pandas, Pandas is also available. Pandas is a library. Someone has already created this package. We'll be import Pandas and we will be uh, taking all the available properties written in Pandas package. We'll be using all those things by your own. Okay. You're telling something?
So it's just like I mean, for example, we created a class for rectangle, right? So like that, you just say that there are libraries of many such different classes which is already being written by somebody,
Correct, correct,
so we can use them directly.
correct. So I'll be just going to this topic. Okay, attributes methods we covered. Okay, pandas. Pandas is there. So let me show you this thing, or I'll be covering pandas since tomorrow. Next, actually, someone requests that they have class. Okay, let me just start the thing. I'll be repeating this thing again quickly in Mondays. Oh, only in 2 or 3 minutes, I'll be quickly repeating these things. Okay, so how to install external module? First of all, I need to install the external module. So how to do that? Go to file option, settings. So whatever package you need to install, just go to this plus, click on the plus button and search with the package. I need pandas, so I need to type pandas. Pandas is there. This is pandas. It's already installed into my systems, but I'm reinstalling it. Just click on there, install package. It's installing now. You can see loading things over here. Yeah, its installation is completed. You can find this kind of thing and you can close it. And you can see in your version, whatever packages you can install or it's already there, you can find it over here. Okay. So I just install pandas and reinstall, so you can see this is pandas available into my system. Okay. Just canceling it. I can just simply do import pandas. Okay, just like I have aliasing the thing in SQL, I can do the same thing as PD. Okay, so this kind of pandas called I can call pandas in this name PD. Okay, so whatever properties are available or methods are available, I can directly put PD dot, put a dot sign, and those are the available functions. The available functions or method it will be showing to us. Give me some second. Okay. So let me go through one more topic. Okay. Uh, Creation of data frame. Okay. Should I cover this thing today or I'm just thinking?
I mean, it's okay if you want to cover like on
Yeah,
Monday
this is
with
a
more people.
totally, I'm just trying to cover this pandas from Monday onwards.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it's
I'm okay
a
with it.
totally different topic. And now we are entering Python as a data engineering tool. This is the more, important thing we need to learn actually. So the main basic things is been covered now. Okay, let's start pandas from next day.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be starting pandas, how to create data frames and all on top of pandas because this is the main thing we need to know. Basic things, just we have to remember the things. We can apply the things whenever it's required. but the main thing it should be coming from pandas, NumPy, those kind of external modules, which will be helping us to understand the data engineering knowledge, how that can be solved by Python. Okay. Okay, I think we can stop the session over here for today. So I'll
Swaptik, I
be
have, yeah,